Welcome to the Yamaha Garage. Thanks for joining us for some useful service information and pointers on maintaining your Yamaha R7. Today's video is going to cover one of the most important and frequent maintenance tasks, how to properly check and change your R7's engine oil. Regular oil changes are of course extremely important, but it's not the only critical maintenance task to keep an eye on. To ensure your R7 keeps running strong and maintains that legendary Yamaha reliability long into the future, make sure to keep up with the full maintenance schedule. You can find the handy checklist in your owner's manual, Chapter 7, pages 7-3 through 7-9. When we look at the owner's manual, we see that Yamaha specifies the initial break-in oil change at 600 miles or 1 month of use, whichever comes first. And then at 4,000 miles or 6 months, and every 3,000 miles or 6 months after that. And while the manual recommends changing the filter at the initial service and then every other service, while you have the tools out, why not change the filter too, every time you change the oil? That's our recommendation. Note, Yamaha recommends you check the engine oil level before every ride. We'll be showing you how to do that a little later in the video. So why are regular oil changes so important? Simple. Clean oil is the lifeblood of your engine. Clean, fresh motor oil creates a film on internal moving parts of your engine, which reduces friction, heat, and abrasion on critical moving parts like bearings, rods, and gears to keep your engine running cooler. Keeps parts clean by suspending contaminants to prevent internal corrosion, and creates a seal for strong combustion and reliable performance. When you change the oil and filter of your R7 on schedule, you're taking the most proactive step you can to reduce engine wear and preserve the life of your motorcycle. So now that we've taken care of the when and why, let's get on with the how. Expect an oil change in your R7 to take about an hour to complete, with a Yamaha difficulty rating of 2 wrenches, or moderate to do. Let's get started. Our first tech tip is to always be sure you start with a clean machine before conducting any maintenance, since we definitely don't want to introduce any dirt, grime, or foreign substances to the internal parts of your engine. Let's keep that dirt on the outside. Luckily, Yamaha has you covered with a full range of Yamalube quality care products. The most effective way to safely remove dirt and grime is with YamaClean Pro Wash Spray. It's safe for the surfaces of your R7, it rinses clean, and it's biodegradable. What about stubborn oil, grease, and other muck that's hard to wash off the metal parts? Yamaha has you covered here as well with our Yamalube External Engine Cleaner. It's great at cutting through hard to remove grease. Want to make cleanup a little easier next time? After every wash, apply Yamalube YamaCoat plastic coating to the plastic body parts. It helps inhibit adhesion, so mud and dirt rinse right off. All clean? Great. Now let's make sure we have everything we need to successfully and safely complete the regular service. For our oil change, we'll need at least 3 quarts of Yamalube engine oil. In most conditions other than extreme hot or cold temperatures, we recommend using Yamalube 10W40 HP high performance, full synthetic in the gold bottle. A genuine Yamaha oil filter, drain bolt crush washer, oil filter wrench, and the following tools and safety equipment: a ratchet and a 17mm socket, 4mm Allen wrench, Phillips screwdriver, hook pick, torque wrench, oil pan, funnel, clean shop towel, owner's manual, strap, gloves, and eye protection. And why Yamalube? Because we're going to spare you from venturing down that what oil should I use rabbit hole of online debate. There's no second guessing here. Yamalube oil is a genuine Yamaha part, born from the belief that high-quality engine oil is a vital liquid engine component. Developed specifically to meet the demands of your high-performance Yamaha engine, Yamaha forms teams of specialists in the fields of mechanical engineering, chemistry, electronics, and track testing to ensure engines and Yamalube oils are researched and developed together for unmatched integration. In other words, nothing enhances the performance or protects the advanced design of a Yamaha quite like Yamalube and genuine Yamaha oil filters. Make sure to check out our Yamalube videos to learn more of why it's the go-to oil for your R7. The first step in any Yamaha motorcycle oil change is to warm up the engine by letting it run for a few minutes outside or in a well-ventilated area. You can even take it for a quick ride first. Quickly touch the engine case for a check. If the case is warm to the touch, the oil is warm enough to begin the service. Turn the engine off. Before you start any work, it's always important to make sure your bike is securely parked on a level surface with the transmission put in gear to reduce the chance of it rolling, or the best solution for most service needs is to add swing arm spools to your bike and a rear stand to your garage. When using a rear stand, squeeze the front brake lever and use a strap to secure the brake on. Now to get to the oil drain bolt and filter on your R7, you must first remove two fairing panels on the left side. First, we start with the lower side panel. It's held on by three 4mm Allen screws across the top edge and one on the bottom edge in the middle of the fairing. This one is fitted into a rubber grommet. After removing the top bolts, make sure not to lose the plastic washers they come with. The washers help keep the bolts from loosening and protect your fairing paint when fastened. Next, turn the front wheel to the left to get access to the two push-pin plastic Phillips head screws. Using a Phillips head screwdriver, quick turn the screw loose, and then we use a hook pick to fully remove the fasteners. One fastener is located at the bottom in the chin of the cowl, and the other up the left edge in front of the radiator. Keep in mind that if you've already warmed the engine up, the external engine parts and the exhaust header in particular will be hot, so be careful when reaching in to remove these two fasteners. You can remove them first prior to warming the engine. With all the fasteners removed, pull the panel from the bottom middle to get it out of the mounting grommet, and then wiggle the panel down to separate it from the tabs along the top edge. Once off, place it safely face up where it won't get scuffed. Now take off the left bottom cowl by removing the two Phillips head screws located in line with each other on the very front edge of the cowl. Then the two 4mm Allen bolts located at the back of the cowl. And lastly, the one 10mm nut located at the upper center of the cowl. We like to keep removed bolts in a magnetic tray so they're safe and easy to find when it's time to reinstall them. With the fairing pieces removed and safely placed aside, you can now easily place the oil drain pan below the front center of the engine under the drain bolt to collect all the used engine oil. Remember again that external engine parts, oil, and the exhaust header in particular will be hot, so be careful. To quicken the draining, fully unscrew the oil filler cap. Leave it loosely in place on top of the opening to prevent foreign material from entering the engine through the filler opening. Nothing but Yamalube should enter your engine. With safety gloves and eye protection on, loosen and carefully remove the engine oil drain bolt and crush washer with a 17mm socket and ratchet and let the oil drain into your pan. Clean off the drain bolt, discard the washer. Place the new crush washer on the bolt and place it in the magnetic tray. While the oil is draining from the crankcase drain, use a properly fitting oil filter wrench to loosen the filter. Once loose, unscrew the oil filter cartridge by gloved hand. When fully removed, tip the open end into the oil pan to empty it. Once drained, place it upright in the box the new filter came in for proper disposal. Clean any old oil from the exposed crankcase with a clean cloth. Pour a few drops of oil into the cap of your first bottle of Yamalube and use it to apply a thin coat of clean oil around the new oil filter's rubber O-ring to ensure a proper seal. Carefully screw the genuine Yamaha filter on until hand tight. Then using the filter wrench and a torque wrench, tighten the filter to 13 pound-feet. To reinstall the drain bolt with new crush washer, very carefully line up the bolt with the threads. By hand, thread the bolt in slowly, ensuring it's turning smoothly and easily and is not cross-threading before continuing until it is hand tight. Once hand tight, use your 17mm socket and torque wrench to tighten to 32 pound-feet. With the filter and drain bolt with crush washer tightened and torqued, it's time to get a narrow funnel and add approximately 2.75 quarts of Yamalube through the filter. Note, if the oil filter was not changed, the refill quantity is only 2.43 quarts. The engine oil in your R7 also lubricates the clutch, so in order to prevent clutch slippage, do not use automotive oils with friction-reducing additives or any chemical additives. Just use Yamalube engine oil and you'll always be sure you have the right blend. Here's an often overlooked convenience. Did you know Yamalube oil bottles come with a handy liter and quart measurement scale on the side of the bottle to help you pour an accurate quantity? There's also a right way and a wrong way to pour oil from the Yamalube bottle. Make sure to pour with the slant side down. The bottle is designed to allow you to pour more smoothly and with less spilling. There you go. Couple more reasons why Yamalube is awesome. With the Yamalube full synthetic added, check the filler cap O-ring for wear or damage, and of course, replace it if needed. Install the filler cap and snug it hand tight. Clean around the filler cap and drain bolt area of any spilled oil using a clean towel and a spray of Yamalube external engine cleaner. Start the engine in neutral. Again, ensure proper ventilation. Let it run for a minute or so and check for any visual oil leaks. After the engine is started, the engine oil pressure warning light should go off. If there are leaks or the warning light stays on, shut the engine off immediately and correct the cause. With everything tight and leak-free, it is critical at this point to verify the oil level. Here's how. The engine oil level needs to be checked, certainly after every oil change, but also make it a habit to check it before every ride. There are 5 simple steps to checking the oil level of your R7. 1. Warm the engine oil by letting the engine idle for a few minutes in a well-ventilated area. If the crankcase cover is warm to the touch, the engine oil is warm enough to shut off the engine and begin the oil level check. While you're waiting for the oil to settle, safely secure your bike from rolling by placing it in gear and/or strapping the front brake on. To properly check the oil level, the motorcycle must be held straight up at the balancing point and not leaning one direction or the other. Note that even a slight lean will give you a false reading. Ideally, sit on the bike holding it straight while a partner helps you check the level, or use a rear stand, center stand, or wheel chock to hold the bike straight to check the level unassisted. With the bike secure and sitting straight up, read the level through the oil level check window on the left front side of the engine. The oil level should be visible between the lower mark and the upper mark. If low, adjust the level by slowly adding small amounts of Yamalube and continuously rechecking until it's raised to the correct level. If it's too high, see the oil change video for directions on draining some or all of the oil. Note that you should always check the oil level after the engine has been idling for a minute or two, then giving it a few minutes to settle. It's common knowledge that a low oil level can cause engine damage, but too much oil can cause issues too, such as oil blowby and leaks. Excess oil can also be forced into the airbox and cause poor running and damage, so be certain the oil level does not exceed the maximum level mark. With everything tight, leak-free, cleaned and checked, let's get the fairings back on by simply reversing the removal process and tightening the metal fasteners to the correct torque spec. Put the bottom cowl back in place and hand tighten all the fasteners. The 10mm nut and the 2 4mm Allen bolts get torqued to 5.2 pound-feet. The 2 screws at the front edge of the cowling will be torqued to 1.3 pound-feet. Next, install the side panel by first aligning the fairing protrusion tip with the mounting grommet and fitting the panel into the lower cowl, then pushing it in place. Then snug and gently tighten the 3 screws across the top of the side panel. Finally, fit and turn the 2 quick-turn plastic fasteners behind the front wheel. With everything buttoned up, give the fairings a spray of Yamalube spray polish and instant detail cleaner to get the fingerprints off and get ready to ride. Congratulations! You successfully completed a Yamalube oil and filter change and oil level check on your Yamaha R7. Great work. Note that a YTA Gold Tech always cleans his tools and puts them back in order after every job. And one last important step. Always remember to dispose of the used oil and filter in an appropriate, environmentally safe manner. You can either take the oil to your nearest Yamaha dealer, recycling center, or ask your local auto parts dealer if you can drop it off there. Thanks for watching, and make sure to check out the Yamaha YouTube channel for more do-it-yourself videos and technical tips. Now let's get out and ride.